On everybody, I'm back again with another video. Today we're gonna bring that energy. This is a big chop. He usually comes in and gets a low fade, leaves the top alone, but I guess today he was feeling the Christmas spirit. This was a cut right before Christmas, so his customer came in. Of course he's a kid, so we had to get his parents' consent as well. His mom told him it's okay to chop his hair, and of course I started with the shears. Normally people would just go with the guard to save time. I just didn't want to tug or anything because I didn't know if he was combing or brushing out his hair. So I tried to practice patience and consistency with this. We started with the shears, and then I believe we knocked it to a 4, I want to say. And I saw there was a bit of inconsistency, so we decided to wash his hair throughout the process. I eventually ended up with a 1.5 on top. He did want it low, but he wanted it to maintain dark, so we went with a 1.5 with the grain. And you could see right here, this is before I washed him, that the hair wasn't laying down the way it was supposed to. So that was a big problem for me. I figured, you know what, we could put some shaving cream on his hairline and lay it down. But after that, I figured what would be the next step, and it would be washing his hair. So once we did that, we got that all dried out. And you're able to see, like from right here when I'm making the bald line, you can see that there was darker areas, and it's because I had to just clean that off with a towel and the blow dryer just to get off any like dirt or residue that was left from his hair being clean. But this is simply how I like to start most of my haircuts. I start them with the bald line. I think I'm going to change up my system. I invested into a speed course just so I can get the understanding of which tool that I'm using and how to use them effectively. So normally I'd go lever close just to make my initial bald line. Then I go lever open to make my second guideline. And from there, I'm doing halfway on the lever. This is with no guard, of course, to get out that line. But I think now I'm going to start going with trimmer going against the grain. Trimmer going against the grain to make my bald line, following up with a shaver. Then using my JRLs with the fade blade to make my initial guidelines. And then alternate between my JRLs with the faber blade. Just because I feel like every tool has its purpose, and now I'm watching the speed course and I'm learning more about it. But you can see here the fade's coming together. This did take me about 45 minutes in total, and I think that's pretty good considering it was a full fade. We knocked his hair down. I had to wash his hair, and it was a big chop. It took me about I want to say 5 to 7 minutes just to knock off the top with the shears. I didn't want to pull too hard. He is a kid at the end of the day. And one thing you'll notice, he is falling asleep. Like you see it in his eyes, he was already tired. I sped through most of the video, but a lot of it, I had to catch his head and also fade it at the same time, which is not easy. You see his mom and his little sister in the video. His big sister in the video. Right here, I'm putting some shaving cream, some lather on his hairline. I'm using a regular towel just to lay it down. His curls are laying in place. I'm using the comb just to brush it down. Usually I'd use a brush, but in the school, we're only allowed to use combs. Then I come in with the FX3s. And I'm just lining it up. This is my sharpest hitter, so I want to make sure the line is sharp. I don't want to go over it too many times, causing irritation or anything like that. And yeah, you basically see the line coming together. I skipped a lot of the fading process because I feel like some of it's boring. I'm going to try to get different angles and just get more involved. Once I'm in the shop, it's definitely going to be all content, all 2024. So I'm excited. But you see the fade coming together, see everything working together nicely. When you wash the hair, that's when you have the best canvas, and I also think a blank canvas is the best canvas. So he came in with no haircut prior. He came in wanting a big chop. So right there, your artistic abilities are able to reach the sky's limit. You know, you can do whatever you need to do with that. Keep them consulting throughout the whole time to make sure they like what they're doing. You see how crispy this line's coming out. I didn't add any enhancements on anything about this. I'm lining them up. Everything looks sharp. FX3s do their job, especially on a clean scalp. They'll cut through like butter. But yeah, you see that. I'm handing him the mirror. He's checking it out. I'm telling him to hold it so that way he can see the mirror in the back. And I think the fade looks beautiful, man. Let me know where you guys can see improvement. I'm going to catch you out on the next one.